Very good, appreciate it. Thank you. Joe, Finance and Personnel?
All right, other than the audit, Ken touched base with, we're gonna talk about selling the 2007 Ford a little later. Rachel did do some background checking with, an issue that came to our attention again last month with the phone number for the Thurston Park. She has come back with an answer that until the new publications of phone books come out, there's really not a lot we can do. We are gonna make another phone call to ensure that we can, or try to ensure that we can hold the existing number, but we don't know that that's gonna be a possibility. So we'll check into that. Again, Ken touched base on the audit. The reservation system down in the campground Poland for next year, there are 28 people who've paid in full for their next year's reservation. There's 18 people who've used the $100 deposit for next year. We have 3 people that we need to get a hold of and contact for something, and I bring that to the board here. Tonight, that there is one for $331. There was no $100 deposit made, and this reservation was made on 7/14 of 2014. So we need to set a policy, in my opinion, that says they either make their deposit in a certain amount of time, or they lose that reservation. And I think that's only something that we need to do, because we could sit there and lose right across the board on that one. There's also another one here for $586 in the same scenario, and another one for $66
When are they coming in?
next year.
Who are they?
I'll be good with you after the meeting on that. I don't think everybody needs to know the names on that necessarily, but they're just ones that, well, I think it's more of a policy issue that we need to set that there's either, I thought we had that in place, but apparently some things can slip through the cracks, because these 3 have. Rachel caught them today for me and popped them into me.
If I'm right, we do have a policy on it, so I'm sure between you guys we'll
Okay.
work it out after the meeting, right?
We got,
And
we
it
got
might be,
phone number, don't
yeah, it might be
Okay,
Lyle
okay.
calling them and saying, or
I'm
Rachel.
good with it.
whatever,
We all understand the policy, so with that.
Next.
Like you said.
Really, that's all I have then for my report right now.
Any questions for Joe? Thank you, Joe. Leo, Park and Public Property?
Our committee went up to Donaldson Park the other day and checked over everything. And I think you've got it down for action on new business. But we decided it should be tabled because we're not ready. We don't have all the stuff together we need. Because we wanted to get some bids on resurfacing some of the basketball court, resurfacing it, and the painting on the one. We talked about the tennis court, new nets, resurface or paint that floor too. And of course, we do have to remove that equipment that the kids play on out there, not in the courts, but it's not safe. And the insurance company, we're waiting to hear back from them whether or not we can maintain that one unit or not. But we're gonna find out. Basically, that is it.
Okay. Any questions for Liz? Thank you, Liz. President's report, we just have a few related questions. Everybody has a paper in front of me for motions where we talked about, we're just gonna finally do it. If you make a motion, you write it down on a paper, you write down the actual motion that we pass, and then we hand that to Rachel at the end of the meeting, which shows who made it, who seconded it, and the actual wording of the motion as we read it when we pass it. So it just saves all that confusion and going back looking through listening to the audio and everything to sort through it. So I know it'll slow it down a little bit at the time, but I think overall it'll just work out a lot better. Probably a couple weeks ago, we were notified that our 88 parking places in town were not properly marked. I think Sam's already dealing with it. One is upright, one post, one sign. The problem is they're painted. There has to be a sign up designating as 88 parking. So the one is up, correct, and the other one will be going up soon?
Tomorrow morning,
Okay, and then,
and then we'll have one more going in down by the doctor's office. We're waiting on the doctor to pull to get there.
right, and then we will mark and put up a sign in the parking lot for 88 parking there. We will more than likely do one at the village office. We're just covering everywhere we can think of. I think the village market, not that we control it, but They are in the process of awarding a sign, they're doing it, so it's already up. So it's been discussed around town, and I thank the person that brought it to our attention, because it's just kind of been an oversight over the years, and it's been corrected. So I thank everybody for helping with that. I don't know if everybody noticed, but the DPW replaced the pavilion, the handrail down by the pavilion before the outdoor fest, and I think it just looks great, so thank you. One of those things you look at every day, when you really stop and look at it, you think we need to replace it, so Sam and the guys went down and did it, and I think.
And the water leak, too.
Yeah, and that's the
That
next
was
one,
huge.
they fixed the water leak down there, which has been an issue for a while now. So, it's fixed, it's much nicer now, so the whole area is nicer. As far as water goes, up by the softball field, on the back side of the field, between there and the bus garage,
That's a mess.
Sam's dealt with that, correct?
We tried.
Coming up again?
Come up out of there.
You should have told me that before I went.
I know, and I went, well, let's get you down.
Okay.
I was,
So,
I'd
we
like
are-
to
Get with you on that
We
one.
are continuing to work on it. What we did was we tiled it into an area where there was a bunch of stone there to see if that would accept the water, and it did for probably how long?
What, 5 days? 6 days?
Yep. So as we've talked about quite a while, if need be, it will be tiled all the way down to the drainage ditch. We just can't have that water running through there flooding that whole area, the parks and everything, so. It's a work in progress, but it may end up all the way down there to, tell me the name of the street, Howard Street, to the drainage ditches, but,
Oh, thank you for the docks in the meantime.
yep, we'll continue to, but
And that's not a joke, they put up docks to get
Yeah.
across the river, so
we'd kinda like to have an underground river.
that would be good.
So we're working at it, so we're moving in that direction. Do you wanna discuss baggers for the lawnmower, or do we wanna just join?
It's under new business.
Oh, we're new business?
New business?
It's under new business.
Okay, I will let that go. The new benches finally came in, I don't know if everybody saw on the Facebook post, so Sam already got those down there into the park and moved the park benches downtown for more seating downtown, so that went good. Rachel mentioned that the bank lot is now the village-owned lot, so if the council agrees, we can discuss it right now. I just think for the time being now, we just have the DPW keep the lot up and keep it mowed. There's a lot of talk about what should be done. It's truly a DDA discussion, but for now, I think our DPW should keep it mowed and looking nice.
And we need to do some trimming on the trees up.
Yep, so we'll clean that up, and it'll be a nice looking lot, and over the next, I don't know how many months, we can have lots of ideas on what we're gonna do with that. Rachel touched on, she's dealing with the north end of the lake and the Rushton family, and that should be over to the attorney's office sometime next week probably, and they'll proceed with that. Help me on this one, Rachel, we got the foreclosure deed back, on the piece of property we purchased under tax foreclosure from the state. We have the deed, right, we're contacting Sean.
Yeah,
On that piece?
Yep, he wants it, and then just
Yep, so we just have to
transfer over.
transfer it in and let them deal with title insurance on it, if they're. Okay, and, after, so everybody knows, after we had the survey done on that north end of the lake, and found the two property lines, it became evident there's a dock that's been put in by a private property owner on village property, so they've been notified that that dock is gonna come out. We have not heard from them as of yet, but there's a notice posted there, and they received a letter stating they have 10 days to contact the village if the dock will be removed, because it is on village property. So if anybody drives by and sees the notice, that's what that is, so we are dealing with that. That is all I have. Any questions? Thank you. Going to approval of bills. And accept a motion for prepaid bills in the amount of $30,815.81. Payroll in the amount of $5,835.45. Payables in the amount of $20,794.10. For total approved bills of $57,445.36.
Make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Motion by Bodley, second by Chapman. Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Rachel.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Otto,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Bayer,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Bruce.
Yes. Passes, thank you. A new business, purchase a commercial grade bagger. You want to talk on that, Sam? I need to?
Well, yeah, I think what happened was, we had the Open Fest was on Saturday, that Saturday. And what we did, out of the ordinary, is we river bagged the park. So I told Jeff, I said, go ahead and grab that bagger from Lyle, he's got a low mower with a low bagger, and let's bag all the grass so we don't leave the windrows. Well, the first thing everybody come back to me and started saying was, what'd you do different down to the park? We bagged all the grass, everybody noticed it. And when they started saying that to me, that's why I come back to Ken and said, what do you think the odds are we can buy a commercial bagger for one of our bigger tractors, not Lyle's, because Lyle's is such a small one. Jeff would make 1.5 passes and fill his bagger up. So that's why I come back to Ken and said, with everybody noticing it, and I'm telling you what, it really made the park look nice.
It really does make a difference.
So from here on, I'd love to start being able to bag that park. I didn't think it'd make that much of a difference, but boy, it did.
How much did one cost?
I thought about one for our Gravely zero turn, and that was anywhere from 2,800 to 3,500, depending on. And then I got thinking, the zero turn may get stuck where it's wet down by the lake. So, but we got a big John Deere that we actually mow through the wet spot with, because it's got some big wide wheels. So I went up to the work and play shop and talked to Mike up there, and they come back with a 14 bushel one for $1,700, brand new.
I think it's worth it.
We have what they call a lawn vac, that you, like a DR, you see them advertising, you hook them up to a hitch. Needs a lot of work on it, but I'm afraid we won't be able to pull it through the wet spot.
Were you able to get that running?
We didn't work on it today because of the benches and the handicap signs and everything else. We worked on it for, I probably got 4 hours into it right now, and we still don't have it running. And truthfully, when John Deere said, yeah, we can come up with one for $1,700, that kind of made me even rethink about, am I gonna fix this old white one we've had for 40 years? So I brought it to Ken's attention. That's why we're here.
Well, you discuss this further, I have to be excused for a moment. What is called?
I never said excuse.
I gotta think it anyways.
So what do we think about?
Well, I want to make sure I have all my numbers correct. So Sandy stated 2,800 to 3,500 for the zero turn mower bagger,
How
correct?
many cars was that?
That's anywhere from 10 to 14.
But this has limited use down by the water.
Correct. Zero turn mowers, when you transfer the power, the other wheel's gonna spin. When you get in the water, to be honest with you, every zero turn we've had in Central Lake, we pulled it out of the lake 2 to 3, 4 times.
Well, that's not really.
Each guy that's been using it.
Yeah.
I mean, a zero turn, that's not even really, it's not a necessity really down in that area anyway, is it?
No,
I mean, it's not a zero turn environment.
Right.
You can do that with any tractor.
Right.
You're talking $1,800 from top dollar of the zero turn to the, and they're the same size.
So then the other one was, you stated two numbers, 1,400 to 1,700.
No, it is
Oh, it
1,700.
is 1,700.
14 bushel, 14 bushel.
Bushel.
That's a 14 bushel 3 bag.
And that one's for the tractor.
And that's for the big John Deere tractor that we have.
And can you use the big John Deere tractor up by the pavilion as well?
Yes.
All right.
That used to be the only mower we had until we bought the zero turn.
Now, how big would you say Lyle's bagger is? Just tell me.
About 7.
Yeah.
About 7, so we double it?
You're doubling the size. That's the biggest we can get for, with a 52-inch pulling deck that we mount on the back of ours.
I love the way it looks back. I think we have to come up with a way to bag it. We can find a way that's,
Unfortunately, I shouldn't bagged it.
no.
Boy, it made a big
It
difference.
does make a big.
Yeah, it just looks so nice.
It picks up all the room, I mean, it's
Everything.
everything else too.
Well, it's cleaner.
How would that work compared to if we had the vacuum system going?
I can't say that. The vacuum system that we have, if everything will run, is gonna collect a whole lot, but it's probably 30 bushel. Because it has its own chopper built right in it to knock everything down. But you're taking, that's a 40-year-old machine too.
What's that running with, like a 10 horse Briggs or something on it?
It's got 11 horse Briggs and Stratton independent motor on it. Yep.
Which is probably a $5,000-6,000.
No, it's probably, you could probably buy the motor for $800 out of it.
I mean, if you went on what he do.
A whole new system is, I don't know, DR, I don't know what they get for it.
Probably $3,000.
but then you're pulling a big old hose with you, now you gotta be careful you can't get close.
We're
to
definitely
the
gonna have
tree.
to put different tires and wheels on it.
Yeah,
Something's gonna adapt to the moisture.
and just the chute was $280, to get a chute to hook up from our John Deere tractor to a 7-inch hose, because that's a 7-inch intake goes to that motor.
Will the John Deere mow off Donaldson Field?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that mows, and that's all we used until we bought the zero turn.
It's pretty soon we'll be bagging the whole time.
And see, the only time it's an issue on emptying the bags is that one spot in the day park.
Where it grows.
Because that's where it's really wet. The Donaldson field, we can probably mow all the softball field before we even empty the bag. So you're only talking 2-3 times you're bagging it, because we get to it more often, the grass don't grow as long, as thick, as heavy. And there through Thurston Park, it's wet, so the grass grows really good, and real thick, beautiful grass.
Is the money in your budget?
It's in the equipment fund, I'll go back to that, but you know how that goes. If a truck, I got a truck in Gaylord right now, I can't tell you for sure what it's gonna cost to get fixed. For me to say it's in my budget, no. I can say it is now, but if I get my truck back and then something else happens, then we're not in my budget.
Yeah, but if they,
It's not a budgeted item, Mr. Cruz.
okay, well,
How's that?
It's the middle of August, in 6 weeks, I don't know. Something to do. I guess until spring of 2015, I don't know.
Do we need the bagger right now?
Yeah, it's,
That's for you guys to make that decision.
How does that work on leaves?
Excellent. Same as the other grass.
Through the glory of-
This leaves is in the fall,
yep.
to make piles.
So you actually have more than one application for this attachment? Collecting leaves and cutting grass?
it mulches the leaves also,
I think we're
right?
coming in.
Yeah.
They're nice
One of
and
our
fine, you
busiest
can
times
still
of the
get
year.
right 10 bushel in there.
When it comes to
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah.
I'd like to suggest that we, if we're going to do it, and I think we should, that we should do it before fall, so that you have it for the fall cleanup.
That's my thought, why wait if we're gonna do it? I'll say like always, pay all the ducks, and take the money.
I know, yeah, I was out there for a little bit of the conversation. You talked some about the bag trailer also, and everybody has come back to the consensus so far, the bag is the way to go.
Compared to a very old vacuum system that doesn't work.
And so then I would ask, I guess, that question is, what's the cost of that? And would it be more versatile, would it not be? Besides Sam, I had this conversation with Sam earlier too.
And we just, yeah, they asked me that too. And to me, to pull it behind you with that big old 7-inch hose sticking up, and it's gonna be inconvenient,
Okay.
but yeah, it's very cumbersome. But that's why it went to this board to do as I'm directed. I don't know.
No, I'm looking at my numbers.
This is so small.
Well, since it's an improvement on the park, I would like to make a motion that we go with that bagger for the John Deere.
We gotta fill out our motion sheet. Stick to our plan.
Oh,
Don't take it back. Don't take it back.
Leland, there's a reason I'm gonna be sitting here.
I knew that, there you go.
This will work out good, trust me. Rachel will thank you for us. Give you those Christmas goodies. Who's gonna move first? It's like everybody's looking down.
All right.
In the future, just so we take our time, one person can fill this
We're gonna
out.
get used to it for a lot better. I just wanna bring down. Yes, yes, I did. Okay. That's till Christmas. We'll talk about it.
There, I put it down on a piece of paper.
Thank you. Okay, so motion by Clark, seconded by Batterby to purchase a $1,700 bagger for the John Deere tractor.
Right.
That from the working place shop.
Over in play. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Leila. We're off to a good start. second item, and I'll just touch on it real fast, I know we talked about it. Once they get all the prices back for the equipment, the tennis court, the basketball courts, the playground equipment, it's all up in the air now. Nobody wants to guess the price, nobody knows about playground equipment. At that point, and I'm sure the prices will come back pretty quick, it might be worth looking at a grant yet in this grant cycle, because we have until April to go to Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund. And if it comes up to a substantial amount of money, it might be worth doing it for improvements to the park system, so. Let's keep moving forward, and we get the numbers, and we decide if we want to go through that process. I would say yes, unless it's, I think it's going to be expensive to do the whole project.
I think there's more than just the DNR trust fund grant too, there's placemaking and different ones.
That would fall under, that would fall under placement, I doubt. But, so just so we know, we should keep that in the back of our mind and move forward on that. Anybody have any other new business? Then we will move on to action items. Approve the sale of the 2007 Ford pickup. As you all know, we kept the truck, seeing if it would be feasible for the DPW to have an additional truck. And we tried it, and it truly isn't, saying, correct me if I'm wrong, it is, but it just didn't prove to be feasible to keep another truck for that purpose. Are there times we could use one? Yes. If you look at it over the whole season and the year, not in our small little village. It just didn't work out. So our family and I talked about it, and we thought we should just sell it and move on. My recommendation would be we sell it with the plow on it. The plow is how many years old, Sam?
13 or 14 years old.
It had repair work last year, it's gonna need repair work again this year for bushings and stuff, so I think, does everybody have this?
No, you're the only one that has
Okay,
that.
so Sam priced, if we to do that, what would it cost to purchase a new plow? So I'll tell you that the one with stainless, we'll just go, and I'll give you both prices. Anyway, we purchased them through the state program,
Through Western, yeah.
right, which gives us a very big discount.
You have it.
So, the $8,038 plow, the village could buy for $4,850. The other one was stainless, is that correct?
Stainless steel.
$8,634 plow that we could buy for $5,150. My personal thought was, like I said, that we sell the truck with a plow on it and purchase a new plow for the new truck. Eventually, everything has a life cycle, and it plows a lot of snow. It's not like we have two of them sitting around.
You guys follow Polly or?
I wrote down Polly after talking to you, yeah.
So I guess, what's our thoughts on should we sell the truck? Well,
It currently sits idle.
right, so we're all, do all agree we should sell the truck? We tried it, it just didn't work. Second question, should we sell the truck with a plow on it?
It makes it more desirable.
I think it does, like I said, if the plow was 3 years old, I might sit there and argue we should keep the darn thing.
Truck's already got brackets and everything.
Yeah, so we're all set.
Okay, I'm not anyway, we sold separately, right? I mean, it is what it is.
So, third discussion is, once again, I'll say with my opinion, last time, we could go through bids on the truck, my thought was, let's decide what we think the truck is worth, and let's sell it. Let's not make it all cumbersome, let's pick a price, put the truck up for sale, and sell it. So,
Well, Kevin came to me with that, I printed
Just
off,
like
and
it's for sale.
everybody should have in their
Or
packet.
best offer, or
No, I think we should,
don't sell it if you don't get it.
but that would be we decide that's how much we want for the truck, and we put a price on it. If we don't sell it, then we'll sit there and have this discussion again. If you'd rather go through bids, say so. Myself, I think it's a big cumbersome process to sell it. And then I don't know if you always get the best price.
Joe,
So,
Well, with that being said, when it came to me, I went on Kelly Blue Book and I printed off all conditions of that truck. Everything in the Kelly Blue Book says fair condition, good condition, very good condition, and excellent condition. And so that pretty much gives us all scenarios. Fair condition at the lowest point of Kelly Blue Book says the truck is worth $8,786. In excellent condition, it says it's worth $99.72. It would be my recommendation before we actually sold the truck that we did have it detailed first and the stickers removed from it. I think that would bring to the appeal of the truck for anybody trying to buy one. But looking at the pricing, and where it's at. I looked at the truck a little bit with Sam the other day, it's still in pretty good shape. We know that it's had body work done on it, Sam had the lower ends done, the lockers, the fender wells, they were all done and had a rock guard put on the lower portion of the truck. So, and it's still in pretty good shape. You can find a couple small rust spots on it, but still all in all, it's in pretty good shape.
Now, this number doesn't include the plow though.
It doesn't include the plow.
So what do we think? What's the whole number with the plow and the truck?
Honestly, my opinion, 95 would be the,
95?
would be a top end with the plow. That's just my opinion on the truck. I've talked to a couple of guys who thought that was a little high, but they want the truck also, so.
I think the fact that it's had a plow on it is that it would cause a detriment to the price. It wouldn't be an increase in price at all.
I think when talking with Ken, talking with Sam, both of them looked at the truck as in good condition, in between good and fair.
By Kelly Blue Book,
So,
Didn't we bid that with, didn't we put it Kelly Blue Book with the plow in it?
we put a plow ready. Remember, there was always that little confusion when
Because on
I think it was just plow
On
ready.
Kelly Blue Book, we had put with plow on
With
it.
plow, I don't know what that meant.
That meant it
Because
was
there's so many
plow.
different plows, I don't know how they could put a price on that, so.
If
I'm
I-
assuming it meant plow ready.
that's what it's a plow package.
Used plows at the dealership, when you take a used truck, they're $500.
I was gonna say,
Okay, so
That's period. And that's a Boss V plow, which is top of the line, and they said $500.
okay, thank you. It's about 300, and that was.
It's a Western V, yep. So even if we said 9,000 with the plow, we're not hurting.
But how fast do you want to sell it?
I'm thinking tomorrow.
I'm
I mean, that's what I'd like to do, but.
5,500 bucks.
No.
Put it down at a price where you think somebody would grab it up.
Why can't you do like starting at 9,000 and the best bid over 9 grand gets it?
Because then you go into the bidding, we're talking about setting a solid price, and that's it, that's what we want
Right.
for right now. If we were in the bidding process, you'd be right, but this, we're looking, if I'm correct, is setting a price, and that's what we take for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
That's- If we said 9, first 9,000 gets it. If we said 9,500,
So
first
8,000
9,000,
miles.
we're not taking 9, we're not taking the higher bidder after that. If that's the direction that we're looking at doing right now.
All right, so let's say we put it out for $9,000. How long are we gonna keep it out there for $9,000? We need a procedure to follow.
My recommendation wouldn't be any more than the next council meeting. If it ain't sold
So
by then,
1
we
month.
look at either dropping the price or going to bid.
So $9,000 for 1 month. What's our procedure after this 1 month period of time? What are we gonna do?
It would come back, and by this, just
Are
our
you
opinion,
gonna revisit the
you
issue?
revisit whether you want to drop the price or you want to take it to bid.
Okay,
I mean, that would be my opinion on it.
so we're just gonna reevaluate the situation at the September meeting,
If it hadn't sold.
if it hasn't sold. All right.
And how are we gonna advertise?
Normal steps, Facebook, Craigslist, get something in the
Like that?
newspaper there.
I mean, Craigslist is free.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Craigslist, you know, we can, yeah.
However you tell us.
How you can advertise it, Ron?
Facebook, Craigslist. Anything that don't cost
You
us
can
a
put a
dime to
for sale sign
advertise.
on it, put it up on the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything doesn't cost us any amount of money to advertise.
By we, he means. Got it, thank you. So,
So $9,000
Well, I want to be, I guess my first motion would be is to send the truck to have it detailed before sale.
With the stickers removed.
And remove the stickers. And Sam, can you do that up to Charlotte then and take care of that?
Yeah, we can do all
So
that.
I would make a motion to send the 2007 Ford F-250 for detailing and removal of stickers.
motion by Bobby.
You got a price on it?
Yeah.
You ready
Not
for that,
over.
Joe?
I'm
$200?
ready right now.
$150?
Didn't you say it was $150?
I believe Charlotte Boy Car Detailing, whatever the guy's name is, there, I've used him before, I believe he's $135, I want to say, so I say not
That's
as
the detail, though, what about take, well, we could actually take decals off the blow dryer and pull them, buff it out.
Yeah, but we could take them off. But you're still gonna probably,
if he's there detailing, oh, it's really that much more work for him, but
you know, if we can take them off, then we want to pay for it.
Gotta pay you.
That's all right, I'm cheap.
Well, off the housing compound, trying to.
Okay, so my motion is to send the 2004 F-250 to have it detailed.
All right.
Motion by Bodley,
I'll support that motion.
second by Tyler. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Thank you, Joe.
So does that mean we bought a new plow too?
No, no.
We gotta talk about snow shovels, we
That's
gotta
three
talk.
We're just getting one cleaned right now, we ain't sold
You
one.
have got, are you gonna
Alright.
put that up on motion, do you need a motion for selling the truck?
Now you got a second
9,000?
motion.
Yep, now Joe's gonna tell us the second motion.
Am I making the second motion? Okay.
So you ready?
Mike, I will make,
Bodley.
first of all, Sam, you already put the stickers in, so I don't have to make more of that.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Okay, okay. Then I will make a motion to sell the 2004 F-250 with the plow. I'm ready, guys.
Right now, 2007.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said, right?
No.
No.
What did I say?
We're just talking.
2000.
Okay, 2007 Ford F-250. With plow. For $9,500.
That was 9.
9,000.
Who's making this motion?
I wrote
You said it began
I
with
wrote it down.
9,000.
9,000. Want it to pass? Make up my mind, would you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, to sell the Ford Ford 2007 Ford F-250 Ford, and that benefit $9,000 per shot.
Motion by Bodley, second by Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
We gotta purchase a new plow.
I think that's a given, now that you sold it, I would make that motion. You sold it, that's a given. We're getting a new plow, and now, I mean, I just, I think that's a
It's in the
given.
budget, right?
Yes.
There will be a
It's in the
budget.
Yeah, yeah, just,
Right,
So we don't need that.
what's that?
Contingent on selling the 2000.
Yes. Okay. Action item D is approve the capitalization policy for the village. We want to explain to you how that came about. When the auditors were here, I forget what we were talking about, maybe it was street paving or something, and I asked Ryan, at what point does that become a capital improvement project, and at what point is it a maintenance project? He says, well, it stays under capitalization policy. We both had the same look. He said, would you like one? I said, yes. He said, you should have one. So they prepared one and sent it to us, and basically in a nutshell, what a capitalization policy is, this is something I'll read you from accounting tools. It's a policy used by a company to set a threshold above which qualifying expenditures are recorded as fixed assets and below which they are charged as expense as occurred. So it just gives the auditors a way and us a way to know, is it a capital improvement or is it an expense? Something we probably should have had right along, every business has it. So I think you'll have a copy of it in front of you. It's pretty, everybody got a copy, right, Rachel? Yeah. Yep, so it was prepared by Baird, Cotter, and Bishop for us to use. So if you want to, if there's any discussion on